So I hear this all the time. Justin, I work out every day. Justin, I eat really clean. Justin, I focus on my sleep. So let's go back to these three things. Okay. So the three things that impact HRV at its greatest level. Yes, there's a bunch of other things we talk about. Yes, there's a lot of things that go on. Oxygen has everything to do with the language of VO2 max. We're going to come back to that in a second. The ability to remove toxins. This has everything to do with sleep quality. Nutrients has everything to do with cellular deficiencies. So hold on to these three. Hopefully you've made notes. Hopefully you've written them down, because I just told you the language of your body that's communicating each one of these deficiencies. So let's go to the first one, which is fitness. And I hear it all the time. Justin, I work out every day. Justin, I get on my Peloton every day. Justin, I go for a run every day. Justin, I go to the gym every day. But I'm not improving. I'm not changing weight. I'm not losing weight. I'm not changing body composition. I feel like I'm stagnant. I feel like I haven't changed anything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. VO2 max is the language of our body in which it's communicating how efficient it is at utilizing oxygen. Somebody who has a higher VO2 max number means you have a higher efficiency for oxygen utilization. Now, let me ask you a question. If you have higher oxygen efficiency, are you going to have less stress or more stress in your body?
Less stress.
Less stress. If you have a higher oxygen efficiency, than I do, let's say your number is 50, my number is 30. Let's just throw a number out there. Is it going to be more stressful on my body or your body to sleep at night?
I don't know. I got confused with the question. Tell me.
That's okay. So if your VO2 max is higher than my VO2 max,
right?
So you have a greater oxygen efficiency than I do. Is it going to be more stressful on my body or your body to sleep at night?
More stressful on your body.
On my
You're
body.
going to need better sleep because you're not getting as good a sleep.
Let's not even go to sleep quality yet. Let's just say straight up to sleep. It's going to be harder on my body to get the oxygen it needs to sleep because I'm not as efficient.
Right.
Is it going to be more stressful on your body or my body to walk upstairs?
Yours.
Mine. Is it going to be more stressful on your body or my body to carry groceries?
Yours.
Mine. To exercise?
Yours.
Mine. To play with our kids?
Yeah, yours.
Mine. So VO2 max is the language in which it is communicating how well we're utilizing oxygen. But 95% of people don't know what their VO2 max number is. They have no clue. They've never measured it. So instead, they're going and working out every day. They're going on their Peloton. They're paying their trainer $2,500 a month to go and just, quite frankly, do nothing, because they started the year at 40 and they ended the year at 40. Well, you didn't improve. You didn't see any more efficiency. You didn't get any better. You didn't gain any more capacity. It'd be like, Kerstin, if I came to you and I said, hey, Kerstin, give me $1 million. I'm going to go invest it. And a year from now, I'm going to give you that $1 million back. You'd be like, no, I want at least some type of return on it.
Yeah.
So what happens is so many people spend time working out instead of investing time working out. They don't get anything for what they're doing. And so if you ultimately measured your VO2 max, which again, we do on all of our clients, but if you're just sitting here and you want to figure it out, go on a treadmill or go to a track, run as far as you can in 12 minutes, cover whatever distance you can, write that distance down and take that distance, multiply it by 35.97, and then subtract 11.291. That's going to give you your VO2 max number. For men, the VO2 max number should be above 40. For women, above 38. Distance covered to hit the minimums in that 12 minutes for women should be between 1.2 and 1.3 miles. For men, it should be between 1.5 and 1.6. So immediately we now have a barometer. And so if you're lower than that, it's like, oh my God, this is a wake-up call because my HRV is low, not because something's broken in it, but rather because I'm not efficient enough at utilizing oxygen. And so now that I know that, how do we improve VO2 max? Three things.
Tell me.
3 things. Number 1, you're going to have to spend 120 minutes a week in zone 2. Zone 2 is 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. That means we need to be intentional enough to know what our max heart rate is. If we have never tracked heart rate before, we're going to take our age subtracted by 220. So all of a sudden, again, let's do this for you live because it's your show. We can do whatever we want.
I love it. Let's do it.
So 220 minus your age, which is
47.
47, which gives us an approximate, okay, remember estimate, because you don't have a heart rate monitor on you, we haven't tracked this, is 173 beats per minute. That's going to be your estimated
My zone
max.
2.
Okay. No, that's your estimated max. So
my max, okay.
So 60 to 70% of that. So your zone 2 is 104 beats per minute, all the way up to 124 beats per minute. So 104 to 124.
Tell me how that feels. So and guys, if you get one of these trackers, it does all this for you. Like it shows you when you're in zone 2, it shows you your HRV, it shows you VO2 max. However, I feel like sometimes I'm wearing a tracker that I'm like, I am in zone 3 and it is telling me that I am still in zone 1. What does it feel like when you're in 2?
So let's go conversationally. You can keep a conversation, but it's hard.
Okay.
That's how it should feel theoretically.
Okay.
And so you need to be in that zone for 2 hours a week. That means you could do 2 1-hour long sessions. That means you could do 4 30-minute sessions. It doesn't matter, but it needs to be in that zone for that same duration of time. Second thing, 30 minutes of zone 5. That means 90 to 100%. So that
That's a
means
lot.
we're going to have to push. That is a all-out sprint repeat interval in repeat intervals on the treadmill, on the track, on a bike, pushing a sled, ever you're looking at. But for you, it's going to be between 158 beats per minute and 174. That's where we need to be. And that's the level of precision that we can start to execute on. That now, as we do that over the course of a week, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, you start to see VO2 max increase. You also start to see HRV increase. Because now there's less stress on the body because you're more efficient with utilizing oxygen. Thus, behind the scenes, there's less stress on your body that is now adapting to.
So if we make it super simplistic, and oh my goodness, everybody's going to have to go back and listen again and take notes and then stop it and take notes and then stop it and take notes. But if we're making this simplistic, your HRV and your VO2 max is going to be extremely impacted by cardio.
100%.
Because we're hearing a lot now at women who are 50 plus that not so much cardio, more weightlifting.
So that's number 3. So number 3 is weight training 3 times a week. Now, here's the thing when we talk about weight training, and this is again a big tip and tool people can take away, is Kerstin, if we were to go into a gym and I was to say, okay, Kerstin, I want you to do 3 sets of 10 reps on the dumbbell bench press. You'd go in, you'd grab your 15s, you go on your back, you'd press for 10, you put them down, I'd give you a high five, we'd talk for a second, you pick them back up.
Whatever, I do 25s.
Okay, sorry. So she's grabbing 25s. Okay, so she's grabbing 25s. She's repping out 10 reps. She puts them down. We give a little fist bump. We give a high five. We hang out. We talk. She picks those 25s back up. She does 10 more reps. She puts them down. We give another fist bump. We talk a little bit. And before I said, hey, Kerstin, before you go and do 10 more reps, I want you this time to go grab those 25s and do as many reps as you can. And so she picks them up. She does 10. She does 15. She does 20. And then she gets 21, maybe 22. And then she puts them down on the 23rd. She's like, oh my gosh, that was really hard. And all of a sudden, I ask you, I said, what did you just do for the first 2 sets?
Just lifted my 25s, but not hard enough for apparently.
You did nothing because your body doesn't have to adapt to anything. Because it didn't have to adapt to anything, it didn't actually put on any muscle mass. Because it didn't put on any muscle mass, it's actually just wasting your time. And I see it all the time in people at the gym is you would have gone and just done your 3rd set of 10, put them away. But Kerstin, you're coming home and you're picking up a child that weighs more than 50 pounds. You're coming home and you're carrying groceries that weigh more than 25 pounds in each hand. You're coming home and you're moving a wheelbarrow that weighs more than what you just went to the gym and did. So you would have actually been better off staying at home, moving heavy objects than just going and lifting these 25 pounds in each hand. And so there has to be this concept of what I call progressive overload or what I call reps in reserve. So what I would do is I'd change your mindset and we'd program for you specifically so that when you went into the gym, we said, hey, Kerstin, I want you to go in and I want you to do those same 3 sets of 10, but with 2 reps in reserve. What that means is you're going to pick up a weight that you could do for 10 reps, but you don't know if you could get the 12th rep. And so now you're not grabbing 25s, you're grabbing 32 and a halves.
Yeah.
And you feel really good. And on that 9th rep, it's hard. On that 10th rep, you're like, oh my gosh, I could have maybe gotten 11th, but definitely not a 12th. That's your weight. That's where we're going. And all of a sudden you start to do that and you're going to start to see the tone in your arms you want. You're going to start to see the fat loss that you want. You're going to start to see the muscles building that you're looking for. Not a bodybuilder, but a toned, lean body that you're looking for. And also what's going to happen? What's the greatest transportation system of oxygen in the body? The muscles. So when you increase through cardiovascular exercise as well as through weight training in an intentional way, oxygen efficiency increases, ultimately making sure that HRV increases as well.